Hello, it's Rebecca here from Precious Pages Papercraft, and today I'm designing a layout for Bramble Fox and I'm using the gorgeous new sunflower perspectives. Absolutely adore these, and sunflowers are something I love. I go with my little boy every year. We go to sunflower fields. We grow our own sunflowers, so I'm never short on sunflower photos. So it's fantastic that Morag's released some little perspectives to go with some of my photos. They're just so adorable. You get two different shades of yellow. You get like an almost mustardy coloured shade, and then you get a lighter frosted shade of yellow. Both of them have got gorgeous etched details on them, and then you get the most adorable little green leaves as well that slot in to the petals really nicely. You can see there I've just slotted them in twos. Absolutely love how they look. So I'm going to be playing with those. I'm also going to use a Bramble Fox perspective for my title, and I've pulled out a few. I wanted something in black to match these sunflowers I've got on my page, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to go for, so I pulled out, I had a really dark black one that said wonderful, and then I had an almost charcoaly grey colour that said stay wild, so I was a little bit unsure of what I wanted to use, so I've pulled both out. And these sunflowers are cut from a patterned paper pad that I got from the range last year, I think it was. So nothing special about it at all. And it doesn't come with embellishments. It is just a 12 by 12 pad of patterned papers. So to have some sunflower embellishments is really good to go with these, because like I said, the collection comes with nothing. So these perspectives worked perfectly and were just what I was looking for to go with this. So I've cut those sunflowers out from my pattern paper, and I've used a Distress Oxide in Fossilised Amber just to add some colour to the petals there. I wanted something sort of more of a mustard colour to match the sunflowers in my photo and that darker shade of perspective that dark shade of acrylic that Morag has used. So that worked really nicely. And then with a blending brush, I'm just adding some green to my background as well. I wanted some nice greens. I've got green in the back of my photo, and I did have a play with this photo, and I've got an app on my iPhone that I can turn an entire photo into black and white, and then I can select parts that I want to restore the colour to. So I tried that, leaving the background black and just restoring colour to my sun and the sunflowers. But then it looked like the heads were just almost floating, so you couldn't see the stalks and the leaves, and then it didn't look right that I'd done that and not the grass. So I decided to shelve that idea and go for a full-on colour photo and bring in some green to the page as well. And I love how that looks against the yellows. It's a nice kind of fresh, vibrant look with the greens and yellows. And again, that's just a Distress Oxide. That one is Mowed Lawn, which is my favourite green. It's a real sort of grass green colour. I've just used my blending brushes to colour those sunflowers and to add that green to the background. Just rub it on the ink pad and then in a circular motion add it to my background cardstock, and there's loads of control with that. So it's what I call dry mixed media. It's really simple, really quick, doesn't get messy at all. And you get loads of control with it. So if you're new to mixed media or a little bit nervous of it, it's a great technique, and you can use that through the Bramble Fox stencils as well. Get yourself a blending brush or a sponge, even if you haven't got a blending brush, some ink pads, and have a play with some stencils, because it's great fun and adds lovely detail to backgrounds. So here I've decided, before I go any further, I want to add a couple of sort of borders to my page. So I've trimmed a sheet of basil cardstock. It's kind of like a dandelion colour, I guess you would say. Trimmed that down. I've gutted the middle to keep for other projects. I'm just going to add a frame of that behind my white cardstock. It's just a really tiny frame. You can barely see it, but I had this black and white pattern paper from that range pad that I wanted to use, and I just felt like the white needed something behind it to contrast against that black and white, and that yellow worked perfectly, because obviously I've got loads of yellows in the main design of my layout. So I just brought a little bit of yellow to the edge, and I really like how that looks. And then I've just added those onto that black and white sort of checkered gingham style pattern. Again, I've gutted that, so I've got a nice big sheet to use later on. In fact, I do end up bringing both of those back in a minute to use. So I'm glad I gutted the middles, so waste not, want not and all. So now I'm just getting things stuck into place. I've added some foam behind my sunflowers, just one layer behind my sunflowers, and here I am using those pattern papers again. So I've decided, just for sort of continuity and to tie everything together nicely, I wanted some layers behind my photo, and I thought it'd look really nice to replicate the border that I've got on my page behind my photo. So I've done, again, a really thin level layer of that yellow cardstock, and then a slightly wider border with that black and white gingham. And then I want this to sit above my sunflowers, so I've raised those up on one layer of foam, so I've now added another 2 layers behind my photo to raise that up nicely. I also added some green splatters to my background, so I used the Mowed Lawn Distress Oxide again, and I'm not sure if I've done it yet. I don't think I have, but later on in the video you'll see I come in with a Lindy's Starburst spray in a lovely green colour, and just add a few splatters of that, and that's got a lovely shimmer to it, so it just adds a bit of sparkle to the page. So I've got those sunflowers and my photo in place now, and I want to get my perspectives stuck down. So because I've added 2 layers of foam behind that photo, and I want some of those sunflowers to overlap my photo, I've had to add a couple of layers of foam just behind sort of half of my sunflower, and then the other half will obviously sit flush with my photo. I could have just stuck it to my photo and had it like overhanging, but I was a bit worried that over time in an album it might get a bit squished and ping off. So just having those layers of foam behind, it's got contact with not only my photo now, but also the sort of main part of my layout as well. So I've stuck those down, and then I've nestled another one underneath my photo just over on the right there. And actually off camera, I think I do add another one over to the left there. I've got this massive thing about symmetry with certain things, and it really bugs me. And so I had 2 on the right and only 1 on the left. So I ended up bringing in one of those lovely frosty yellow ones to the left as well, and you'll see that in the close-ups at the end. I've come in with my title now, and I decided on the wonderful title. It was a darker shade of black, like jet black, as opposed to a charcoaly grey colour, and I really like how that just popped off the page, so I've gone with that. And then I've just added some thickers. Those are from a Hip Kit Club DT pack, and it's just in that lovely mustard colour to match my colour scheme. This makes my title Wonderful You. And then I've added another little cute sunflower over to the left of my title, and just added a tiny bit of journaling just to extend the design down. And that is me done for today. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a nice sort of simple, easy layout from me today. Like I said, this collection doesn't have a lot of embellishments with it, so my Bramble Fox sunflowers were perfect, and didn't really call for anything else. It's a page about sunflowers, so I have everything I need on the page. But thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.